Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on into UTR Live Studios. I am your man, UTR Storm, and we are so glad to have you here this evening. I've got the wonderful privilege of having two fantastic guys up here in the booth with me tonight to broadcast this Xfinity Series race from the Richmond Raceway. To my left is, y'all have heard him before, Crimson Sniper, my main go-to, one of our admins here. Crimson, happy to have you, my man.
Appreciate you having me tonight. Looking forward to some good racing and glad to be back in the booth.
For sure, for sure. I'm glad to have you. And then I gotta say, I've been trying to get this man up here on the same time as me. And last time it almost happened and did not. But I'm so honored to have the privilege to be broadcasting right along our own Cup Series broadcaster, INF, my man, the legend of UTLR, just about for broadcasting needs and turning into a great racer here. INF, what's going on, my man?
Happy to be here. First time caller, long time viewer. It's nice to be up here in the Xfinity Series booth for a change.
It is, and of course, glad. I mean, under the circumstances, unfortunate to have you up here, but at the same time, it's an honor to have you up here. Wish we could have you on that track this evening, but I'll take you up here in the booth any day.
That track don't want me anyways.
Ah, man, we need to keep Dusty from winning another race or race. Sorry.
There are plenty of people that are going to be competing for that tonight. Got a great field, and gonna be another great night for short track action.
It is, and so what is your thoughts before I get what is your thoughts about Richmond?
Well, Richmond's a very interesting track in the way you want to attack it. With turn one being very open, you can attack it going on the bottom. You can go enter high. You can run the high side or the bottom and run side by side. However, it's probably the best place to overtake. And it's all really nice. Turn two, the exit though is very tight. People will be slide up the track, hit the wall, or just looping it into the inside fence. The entry to turn three, the hardest part of the track. There's a bump right before it, trying to get the car settled and hit the apex of the corner. And that's really the hard part, because after into four, one of the more satisfying parts of the track, you can get on the gas early and really just light up the rears and go, as the exit just really opens up into the straightaway.
Well, and you were talking about that bump in turn three, getting the nose to really set, and we were actually having a talk with one of the drivers during his qualifying run, Blackhammer, who's a newcomer, he's only raced a few times now, uh, on getting his nose to connect to that bottom in order to make the corner. So, Crimson, I ask you, we're in the third round of the short track challenge. And next week is Bristol. It's the final race of the short track challenge. But Richmond, with that issue of getting the nose to set, how do you think drivers are going to attack that corner, knowing it's going to be hard with that low draft to be able to get into the corner and maintain position?
Man, I'm thinking that, a lot of guys are going to come in almost with an aggressive start, um, trying to figure out the best ways to get that car to set and figure out where they need to be to try to get that nose to set down and, make the position that they can they can kind of get in a good spot and take some take some passes. But like you said, it's super complicated to do. Um, I'm very interested to see on the different lines on how they do it. I've always had better success taking the low line and getting it to kind of settle down, but it's definitely complicated.
Indeed, it is. And these drivers are going to be doing 125 laps around this 3/4 mile track, a very unique track with the technical side of it. Um, and actually, we have a first time pole sitter this evening. I think helpful to INF for not being there.
Oh, I would
But
have gotten pole.
I figured you would have. Uh, so because you aren't on the track, we got Deport on the pole, which is a first time for him this season. So congrats Deport on that pole position, with a time of 21.265, and then Dusty to his outside on row number one with a time of 21.278. Rounding out our 14 driver field in third place is SP in the number 44 Chevrolet. Starting fourth is number 22 of Flash in that number 22 Ford. Starting fifth in the number 16 Chevrolet is Blackhammer. Starting sixth is the '07 of HD. Starting seventh is the number 4 Ford of our Denny. Starting eighth is the number 1 Chevrolet of LRS. Starting ninth in the number 10 Chevrolet is Ham Wallet. Starting 10th in the number 20 Toyota is Low Broke. Starting 11th is the number 08 Chevrolet of Mr. J. Starting 12th in the number 7 Chevrolet, making his, I believe, second or third Xfinity Series start this season, is Meso. Starting 13th in the number 54 Toyota is Drake. And making his first Xfinity Series start this season, he comes from the Truck Series, and his schedule opened up so he can run some Xfinity Series races. So making his debut tonight in the last place position, 14th, the number 78 Chevrolet, driven by Toby Welsh. So, Crimson, I ask you, Toby, we see how he does in trucks. He's towards the back usually. I mean, he does make some good, decent runs a few times. We saw him on Tuesday actually get inside the top 10 up to 7th place in stage number 1 at Chicagoland. So that was a impressive run for him. Ended up back towards the back, kind of where he's been all season long, but such a start for him to try to start moving his way up. Now he's wanting to get into the Xfinity Series. How do you think he might fare against this competition?
It's definitely a stacked field. Um, but like you said, anytime I've watched him in the truck series, he shows potential. He definitely shows a lot of potential. He makes some good moves. I think he just kind of gets hung up in some bad situations. So I think, I mean, he's got a good chance tonight. I'm really excited to see him coming out in the Xfinity series and kind of showing us how what he can do. But I've got a good feeling about him coming into this Xfinity series. It's a completely different car than the trucks. So I think he's going to be able to handle this just a little bit better.
Well, and hopefully he does. And Deport, you are right. I'm seeing your comment in the chat while he was talking. This is actually your second poll this season in Xfinity Series, so that is my bad. Second poll this season for you. INF, who is your driver that you think is going to win this one? Do you think Dusty finally gets it, or does he continue to have a mess up towards the end, and we see somebody like maybe Flash come out and prevail for his second win in the Xfinity Series, or somebody who hasn't won yet this season.
Yeah, going into tonight's race, obviously Richmond being, like I believe Crimson Sniper said earlier, a track you really are going to want to be aggressive around, really attack and really try and push the brakes to the best of its abilities going into the corners. So going into tonight, my pick, I'm going with someone that's through the last few weeks and at tracks similar to this, has shown that he's able to really navigate these tight corners of short tracks. And I'm going to go with the 16 of Blackhammer. I think he's been on a roll recently. I think that he's really, he really is able to nail these short tracks. And starting off in a very comfortable P5, I think he's got a great shot at it tonight and get his second career victory.
I like how you said that because, like you said, he started off with the win at Martinsville in his second start in the league, and so that shows impressiveness. And then he talked to me later that week after his win at Martinsville, saying he had the run, and I asked him specifically, "How good are you at short tracks?" And he said, "All I'm going to tell you is just watch out." So I think he's on to something. He was here at New Hampshire and ran out of fuel the last lap, ended up in the wall, and so now here we are at Richmond, starting off very well, like you said. And I'm actually curious because I was kind of thinking Hammer, and you put it out there, so I'm like, all right, sweet. So great mind think alike. I think Hammer is a good one. I think HD is also another one to watch out for. We've been bringing his name up tremendously recently with the trucks, with his playoff potential. But tonight in the Xfinity Series, he is still looking to get into the playoffs. Same situation. It's going to be very tight, very challenging, but he can get it done if he tries hard enough. He's been showing consistent speed here in the Xfinity Series, so I think he'll be doing well tonight if he just stays on pace. Crimson, who is your picks?
Alex, I think you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to take the sleeper, sitting in the sixth position. I'm taking HD, man. He's been competitive all across the board, all through UTLR. He's been in some great positions. I think if he can get aggressive early, keep the car clean, uh, make the passes when necessary, just be patient. Don't don't push things. Let the opportunities come to you. I see that '07 car come to victory lane tonight.
Well, right now, my phone won't work with me. Uh, Jesus, Discord not wanting to act right with me. So he sits 11th in the Xfinity Series standings, right behind R. Denny, and right ahead of him is the Ham Wallet, and then you have Mr. J ahead of him, and Mr. J is the one who holds the last transfer spot in the playoffs. With still about, I believe, 7 races left, 7 to 8 races in the season until playoffs. So he's still got plenty of time. After tonight, we still have Bristol, the 2 Charlotte Roval, Homestead Roval, Dover, Sonoma, Gateway, and Talladega. He told me a couple weeks ago that it's going to be a hard task, but it's very doable. So let's see. Just got the invite from LRS, so we are going to get in and get rolling this evening. Got Hammer in the chat saying it's Hammer time. I like it. We're going back to about 2011.
No. That's some Lewis Hamilton stuff right there. He's ready to go.
Okay. Coming from the
He's
F1
commenting it's Hammer time. I'm going Hammer.
This dude's got aura, man. He knows. He knows. Only he could make that statement right there. He's ready to go. He's pumped.
Absolutely.
Although I might have to change my race pick because you guys are going with you guys are going with that '07, and you might be convincing me here, man.
Oh, come on now.
No.
Don't be switched
my
just because
boy.
that's your boy.
He's my boy, man.
I
Seeing
will say I'm seeing the '07 and the '16 being very competitive tonight.
Yeah, and one driver I failed to mention, but it's kind of somewhat with a reason, and that is um, YSP in a Shane Van Gisbergen 97 machine.
ew, and he's using that format of the paint too. Oh my goodness. I mean, I guess that's the most accurate to real life, but it looks so nasty in this game.
It does.
Like on the
I
hood.
like his thought process, but
No,
ew,
like it's accurate, but it's such a shame.
shame on them. So green flag in the air. We are green. SP not running his 44 car, instead of running the 97 Shane Van Gisbergen car. So that's gonna be interesting.
I tell you what, drivers wasted no time trying to get down to that bottom. Everyone's trying to fight for it as, oh, 07 giving a huge shove to SP there through 3 and 4.
Yeah, and that was help from Flash, and we know he's gonna be competitive. Another shove from the 22 moves the 07 up the track.
The wall that split them 3 wide. Flash trying to clear on the bottom. Got through there. LRS is up a ton of positions off the start. Already now looking down the inside of Hunter in the 1. And gonna try and peek his nose, but he backs out. Thinks better of it.
Crimson, early on, who's your pick from the back to the front as far as being the biggest mover so far?
Seeing biggest mover. I'm thinking LRS is going to make his way up, man. I think he's always very, very competitive and puts the car right where it needs to be. I see him making his way through the field pretty easily.
Well, that's one guy I was I'm kind of glad you said that, because LRS is like one of those guys where he's good. He's actually performing very well in trucks, but Xfinity seems like he's been struggling recently. Like he's been there, but he hasn't. So look for him to try to be somewhat of a challenger after we've seen him pull off a strategy and disappoint. I think the entire league in the truck series. I think he kind of has a rock on his shoulder after outdueling HD with a pit strategy.
Oh, and he just absolutely bumped Hammer out to the outside wall, and Meso split him 3 wide. He's up 2 positions for the price of 1.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Meso. He started off in the back, but I've had the privilege of racing Meso a long time, and I'll say he is pretty good here at Richmond. He usually likes these short tracks. So I think I'm not surprised to see Meso up this many positions already, but it's just nice to see that 7 car early on in his E2R career getting some praise. Well, at least praise from me. I don't praise him often, so this is your praise, Meso.
Well, I haven't had much privilege of racing with him much in other series, but he's actually my teammate in another series, and even though he says I'm not really much of a teammate to him, but yet I only show up maybe 2 or 3 times a season so far because I'm part-time, so good to see him on track, and I hope the best for him tonight. We already have 1 lag out. Unfortunately, it is Toby, so making his first Xfinity Series start comes to an abrupt end very short in the race.
Flasham's made short work of getting into second and is already on the bumper of Deeport. He has been for the last few laps. Richmond, a fairly tough place to make overtakes without having, obviously, the driver in front of you make a mistake, as Deeport slid up another lane that's going to open the door right up for Flasham's to take the inside into 1 and 2.
They're still side by side coming off of the backstretch. Like I said, exit 2 is very tight. They're able to make it work. Flash has the preferred groove into 3 and 4. Coming off, Flash will be able to take away the top spot for the first lead change of this evening.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure what's up with Deeport, because obviously he had been leading up until this point, so it's clear that he has a fast car, But those last few laps, he's just been really struggling to hit the bottom of the track. And especially there when he was running side by side, he ran all the way up into the wall. So that 38 car might just be kind of filling out process right now, but it looks like he's got the car back under grips.
Well, and Dusty right there in third in the catbird seat. I think he's just wait and see how things shake out. He's very judgmental when it comes to how he races. He doesn't push the issue. He lets the car come to him. I think it's setting very well as we see 23 laps remaining here in the first stage.
It's a very tight battle here for fifth right now. The 07 of Hunter trying to hold off SP and LRS and Black Hammer. Hammer returning the favor for maybe a couple laps ago, getting the bumper to the one, but I feel like 97's just like, hey, you're holding me up a bit. I want to go try and catch up to this top three. Goes down the inside. Trying to take over fifth, but it doesn't look like the 07's going to give it up easily, and though he just hits the wall there.
I was trying to think of like a cool nickname with him running the 97 car, like a SVP. Some.
Oh, no, 7's loose. He's up into the 7 and into the inside wall.
Inside. And unfortunately,
that's a really tough part of the track for the car.
And we're going to remain green as there's only one around. Unfortunately for the 07, he's going to lose probably a lap at least.
Yeah, and right there on that part of the track, the car just really gets loose. You're on the gas so early, just spinning those tires, and you see it in real life too, off of 4, how they always are sliding it to the start-finish line. And right there, he just got on the gas too early, just got unstable and got right up into the 7, and fortunately incurred some pretty heavy front-end damage.
Yeah, no, one driver I want to highlight, I talked to him earlier today, and that's Arden. He's way in the back, but he talked about how he's been laying low. He's been trying to be a little bit better with his driving because he's been trying to race people aggressively and hasn't felt like he's gotten the respect. So he feels like he's going to try to drive a little more aggressively as we do see contact between Deport and Dusty back up front.
Had some malicious intent behind it. I mean, he just, boom. No remorse. Dusty was working him the last few laps, but this is allowing for Flash Champs to break away a bit and regain a lead. But no, I think Deport is going to be trying to challenge at least for the time being, or more importantly right now, run away from Dusty so he doesn't decide to return the favor.
Crimson, we see back here in the mid-pack, SVP, that's I'm referring, is pretty much acting like the real guy. He's in the mid-pack, being passed by Meso, who has less starts than him. So, do you think this is like a strategy call, lay low, hang back, and kind of chill out?
Well, that's that's exactly what I was sitting here watching. I'm watching from Hammer's perspective, and I don't know that SP, or excuse me, SVG is got a great car this evening. I mean, I'm watching him, and I mean he's running great lines, but everybody's seeming to make relatively easy work of him. And I don't know if maybe he's just not hitting that groove the way he wants to, but he's just not looking normal SP.
Now, and I do gotta say though, I like how he actually put the Richmond Raceway logo on his car this evening.
That's a nice touch.
That was very nice in the corner panels.
Got sponsorship bills we have to pay. We got to slap that logo on the car.
Now you just got to perform in order to get the money from him.
I'll tell you what, this 68 and 38 have been going at it for the last few laps. They've been crossing each other over, sending it on each other, occasionally using the bumper, but they have been inducing quite a big battle. And despite that, they are still gaining on that 22, who is clearly having some handling issues. We saw it on the runs a little while ago when he took the lead. He has been really loose out of 2, and just looks like the car is beginning to become really unstable with him as we come just to the final 11 laps in this stage.
Yeah, and don't look now, but because of HD having that mishap, do we think that it's not gonna be much of an issue, but he could become a hindrance for Flash as they get closer and closer to him?
Yeah, I think what he's going to want to do here is probably just let them all go. I mean, there's not anyone else that's going to be going a lap down, so he will get the free pass, barring anyone else absolutely mashes the wall. But I feel like he'll just run the outside, let them all go, and just live to see another day. That'll probably be in his best interest.
See, Dusty makes slight contact with the outside wall, and that is making slight contact in these cars will impale you and slow you down tremendously, especially here at Richmond, such a lower pace track, speed wise, allowing Deport to stay right to his bumper. Uh, but like you said, Flash having issues on the handling. I'm wondering if Dusty's going to force the issue. Well, he forces the block, but we'll see if he forces the issue on the 22 car if he gets there.
You know, see, the 22's been exiting a lot lower and lower in and off of 2 and 4, and you see Dusty and others have just been exiting a little higher than that recently. There, it looks like Flash is able to catch it there, but you see, like going into 1, Dusty's just able to drive it in a lot more deeper, keep it nice and pinned on that yellow line, where Flash is kind of doing the same entering, but he's just slipping up the track and not able to really hold it on that yellow line.
Well, and don't look now, but he's not going to be a threat for the first stage, but Hammer has surpassed LRS for that 4th position, and he is trying to close the door on these top 3. Won't be able to get it done before the stage, but making his moves here early on. He's only 2 seconds back from the leader.
He's now caught the 07 of Hunter as, the 22
Whoa.
got loose.
22 loose.
Pulling really low and wanted to make sure he was away, but that opens the door right up for Dusty Stud, and well, if that didn't open it up earlier, he's just opening up the door for him right there. It's like, take the lead, good sir. Oh, yeah, I do say. I've had a jolly good time leading, and now you shall enjoy the festivities.
And that's
Here
opening the
comes
door for now
Deport right
Deport.
behind him.
A little contact
Gave
there.
him a nice tap on the door saying, "Attaboy, good job."
Thank you, kind sir. I'll take that.
Yeah. They're coming to 3 laps to go, so if Deport gets to him, who knows what he's going to do.
Yeah, Flash is right there, and Hammer, and with this little battle, Hammer has closed down the gap, not much, but still won't be a factor. I like the effort he is putting in that 16 car.
And, oh my goodness, I don't even know what I was like switching cameras, so it was like, it was either Dusty was getting loose for me or Deport was just going right up into the wall. I don't know what was happening.
Coming around for the final time, this is going to be the 1 lap to go here in stage number 1. Really good battle, really good showing by Deport early on, taken over by Flash, and then Dusty pouncing on Flash's misfortunes late in the run for the stage. We'll see if Deport has anything for him. I don't think he's going to be close enough.
Oh, he's putting the bumper to him right here.
He tries. He does.
And there it is.
Off of 4. Dusty shuts the door. Stage winner, Dusty Stud.
And what really allowed for Deport to get close to him in those last few laps, he was nailing those corner entries. He was so smooth entering into turns 1 and 3, and then just keeping it pinned, while Dusty was just very unstable entering in, and that really allowed Deport to even get into the position that was for the stage. But nonetheless, another stage victory there for Dusty Stud.
Well, what about their Deport pitching 2nd, Flash in 3rd, Hammer 4th, Meso 5th, LRS 6th, SP 7th, Lowbroke 8th, Drake 9th, and Hammer in, or sorry, not Hammer, Mr. J in 10th.
And there was a lap car of just up ahead, and I think that might have been Ham Wallet, or was, because he has a ton of front end damage on that 10 car.
He may have. Get ready. Hammer has a really good position starting off here in stage 2. Down the inside on the second row. We'll see what he does here. We have 34 laps in this second stage. Flash quickly down to the bottom to protect LRS. And Meso cracking the top 5. Deeport goes
3
wide.
wide there for last.
Ooh, contact. 4 wide?
Kept it
Maybe?
straight.
Maybe. Allows for Black Hammer to move up into second and Meso up into third.
LRS going to have the position on the SVG car of SP.
There's Deeport falling back to this man. He's back in the middle of the pack. He's right behind the 54 car of, I believe that's Drake.
Yeah, we saw Deeport go wide on the restart and ends up in the wall off of 4. Nothing you can do, and that forced everybody to scatter. And so he's falling back, going to have to make his way back up. On such a low draft package, INF, what do you think is going to have to happen in order for him to get back to the front? Do you think he's got the speed, or is it going to be a nit and pick situation?
I think Deeport is definitely a top 5 car here tonight. I think he's got a lot of speed in that 38 car. I don't know how much damage he surfaced when he hit that outside wall. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage on that right front, potentially some door damage. But I think he's going to be able to just make his way through and just, I think in general, if you want to make moves here and try and advance up in position, it's just hold your line, don't make mistakes, and just capitalize on other people's mistakes. Like you see there, Flash Champ slid up the track after going underneath SP, and Deeport's going to take full advantage of this. Well, should have taken full advantage of this and
Still
gone
is.
down the inside of. Well, he still is. He backed out of it for a second, but he's going to hopefully get by both of them and make up 2 positions at once.
Don't look now, but SP now down low. He thought about 3 wide, but with Flash's misfortune right there on the exit, able to make only 2 wide. Then you see Low broke in the 20 car right here behind them. Try to make early runs. Now Deeport up to about the 5th position. I'm really impressed by Meso. Like I said, this is only his about 2nd or 3rd start this season since he's joined in. And kind of helped out with the misfortune and the scatter on the restart, but he has made his way up into the top 5, and with the type of draft package we got and the way that Richmond races, this is very crucial for him, and track position is key here.
Yeah. It also helps that he's pretty solid here. Dude knows what he's doing. I mean, he's just absolutely bottled it there, so he's just kind of an airhead. But at least he, you know, he's not just up there because of circumstance. Oh, my goodness. LRS just... I think he nailed the wall. I don't know if he backed out of that or if he doesn't have any damage. But
It didn't look like he touched the wall.
I was like, what? He might have... I think he was about to, but he backed out of it to try and minimize the damage. And it's like, you know what? This isn't worth it to try and get damage for like 3rd place. I'll just back out, try and regroup and try and catch back up to him. But Deeport has already made quick work of catching up to him and is now looking to regain 4th place back.
Really going at it right now. Deeport really making headway, trying to make his way back to that lead, but it's spreading thin right now, so it's make it that much harder to get back up there.
Yeah,
Toby Welsh in the chat saying, I'll race with y'all probably at Dover with that unfortunate lag out. Hopefully we get to see him back on track here soon, but I know if you were talking about Deeport.
I was going to say, well, for Black Hammer, Yeah, he's up in second right now. He's been since the drop of the green flag, and he's in a weird predicament where he's fast enough to pull away from those behind him in third, but just isn't quite fast enough to catch up to our leader in a weird predicament. And I think this is because during the end of the first stage where we saw him really come to life, I think that car, you're going to see it more come alive at the end of this stage. I think he's just battling a little bit of a tight car right now, and you see he's not really
Dusty's
hitting the
right
bottom
on
of the
just
track.
about.
Oh,
Dusty got sideways to the point that he was almost 90 degrees squared away. He had a miraculous save on his number 68 Chevrolet going in turn 4. Hit the apron, and his car was smoking going sideways. Saved it, kept on going, but it cost him a lot of time.
it's going to cost him some tire too, because that's going to put more wear on the tire and give more help to the 16 when it matters the most.
Yeah, and we're down to 18 to go, and Dusty is loose. I don't know if either one of y'all two are noticing, but he is fighting loose in that 68 machine in the corners. I don't know if you can tell on the stream, but I know from his POV, he is loose.
Yeah, I can see he's having to fight that car just a little bit, and I think that's just due to like how Flash Champ set up his car. You obviously want your car to be loose. The looser, the faster it is able to help you corner, but that does come with some drawbacks. And I think Dusty fully aware of this. He's quite a wheel man. He knows what he's doing. He's able to wheel in that thing.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he, although he's running the loose car, it seems like he's been able to rope it in and get it to pull back out to kind of start to retake that commanding lead that he's had all stage 2 here.
There's a good little battle between Flash, SP, Meso, LRS, and Deport. We saw LRS kind of get loose and go down off into the grass. Had to recover.
It looks like Ham Wallet might have gotten some more damage on this stage. He's fallen back from this pack. It looks like he's got a bit of front end damage. Unfortunate to see.
But what is up with Ally in the Xfinity Series tonight? We have like 4 or 5 cars with Ally on them.
Yeah, we
Main
do.
sponsor for the evening.
We got Ally on Denny, Ham Wallet. I know there's a couple others. I know I'm not crazy. Drake.
Oh wait, you know what? I know exactly what. I think I know exactly what Drake's scheme is. I don't know for sure, but it does remind me. Do you remember Joey Logano's Planet Fitness truck?
Oh,
That
yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
very similar. I'm like, I thought I recognized that somewhere.
close.
It does look very pretty.
I mean, I kept on, every time y'all talk about somebody else, I just kept on painting back to his car. I'm like, that looks good. For Heat 5 standards, that looks good.
Very
I just
nice,
couldn't
very-
place it.
I think the purple complements the car very well.
You got Mr. J running 8 white, yellow, and purple car. An interesting combo.
I think Loadbroke's trying to do he's trying to do a Raptor kind of look-alike with Raptor colors. I think with the mechanics I think it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, no, I really like it. Looks really good.
I like how I don't like it when it's about to veer off into the grass though. That's a little scary.
No
So,
one.
It's like I like that on the asphalt, please, but like that going fast and not damaged.
Well, of course, LRS also
Watch
sporting
Mason
his
enter each other.
his number 1 car for Legacy Motor Club in that club car, and he's actually in the outside wall.
Flash Champ's taking peeks off the inside of Meso.
This has been a pretty good battle to sit back and watch between Flash and Meso. They've been kind of swapping back and forth the past 5 or 6 laps, giving each other everything that the other can handle.
He's holding that outside lane very well, and he hasn't really been able to clear down bottom, although I think he will now. He's shown that that outside lane can be effective when having to defend.
So, whenever you have something on the outside, like in that second lane versus that inside, we all suspect the inside is going to prevail. But how far up the track do you really want to be that can actually work here? Because I know there is an outside lane that can work. Is it really about half a lane up, or what is it to you?
I think you really want to keep that left side tire kind of pinned down to the white stripe. Think anywhere up towards the lighter gray portion of the track, kind of towards in the middle of the two white arrows. Anywhere further up than that, and I think it's just a no-go. But anything lower, I think has enough grip to suffice on that outside lane.
Such a battle going on. Like, leaders are gone, but these four, I mean, they're kind of broken up into pairs now, but these four guys are, I think, really matched on speed. Really put on a strong performance with this slow draft. It's been beneficial for these guys.
And we're coming down to just the final 3 laps of this stage, and I mean, Dusty Stud, I believe, has led all of them.
Yeah, he has.
It's been a very dominant stage for him.
We say that now, and then in the next about 70 laps, we'll be saying a different story probably.
I'm going to count to 5, and then he's just going to be absolutely spun around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he just loops it around in turn 4. I timed that pretty well when he came off 4. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
you
it wasn't
know.
too bad.
I just count to 5, and he's like in the middle of a straightaway. Like, yeah, he's just going to blow a tire in the middle of the straight, then just spin out. But he's on cruise control right now. Doesn't really need to do any outlandish risk as he comes to take the green and white flag.
As it'd be the last time by for that 68 machine. Just made it work, and like I said, we were talking about sponsors. I mean, hell, it's pretty much Ally and Mechanics Wear. Mechanics Wear is also won about 3 cars tonight. Dusty's been rocking the 68 machine though the last few weeks. So he's going to come off turn 4 and take the green checker flag to round out stage number 2. Second
I don't
being
know if
Blackhammer.
I don't know if this actually happened, but by the way LRS hit the outside wall there in 3 and 4, I would imagine that SP just shunted him up the track. I don't know if that happened or not, but I'd like to imagine it did.
Knowing them two, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Rounding out the top 10, though, for the second stage is Deport 3rd, Flash 4th, Meso 5th, SP beats LRS for 6th, LRS 7th, Lowbroke 8th, Drake 9th, and Mr. J in the 10th position. Crimson is the final stage. What do you think is going to transpire as we see these last several laps?
I'm really starting to think that the 16 car is going to be right where he's going to have a great restart. I'm sitting there on the front, and I think you're going to see him coming to the end. I think these guys are going to. I think it's going to kind of settle in. I think it's fixing to get real interesting.
Green flag in the air. Final time here in the stage. Dusty with an early jump. Hammer had started on the outside this time versus the inside, so he's not going to have that preferred lane. You see Deport down to the bottom to take away that second position. Here comes the SPVG car of SP down for the 3rd position.
I think if you're Deport here right now, you have to waste no time. You got to go and attack Dusty Stud. He clearly has the fastest car on track right now, but Deport's just able to sail it in through the entry of the corners so much smoother. He just needs to try and put the pressure on him, try and attack him, and get around him as quick as he can. Otherwise, that 68 is going to start to pull away.
And this goes, just like INF said, that goes back to what it was saying pre-race. I think you got to be aggressive early. Otherwise, once things settle down, I don't think that Dusty's shown he's got a great car tonight, and he, obviously knows knows the line, knows where to keep it, and knows how to fight it once it gets loose. So I think you got to get aggressive early and try to take that lead.
Well, he's going to try to push the issue right now. We see him to the back bumper. Hammer had to finally fall in line after holding the outside. You can only hold it for so long. Driver started filing on the inside. He found the open gap from the inside and took it. Now he's back underneath Meso for the 6th position.
And SP has closed that gap up to this top 2 drastically, and he's broken away from Flash and LRS back and forth and 5th. Kind of made it's a top 3 fight for the lead right now.
Well, and the problem is, though, is SP does not, I feel like he does not need to fight D-Port for second. If anything, try to push him a little bit. There's not really much drafting that you can do here with the low draft and a short track like Richmond, but try to give him that bump. Try to give him some help that would force him up to Dusty. Because if the second those two start battling, Dusty's going to pull away.
They definitely need to start working together to keep it close.
Best help SP can offer is just laying off or backing off from the 38 and let him work. Just let him go on the offensive. Let him wear out his tires and vice versa. Allow for the 68 to have to burn his tires up trying to defend while he just sits back, relaxes, and I don't know, just turns left. Just does something. Maybe reads a magazine while he's in the car. Maybe just catch up on a book, or you listen to the UTLR podcast. Oh, which is on Friday.
Oh.
On Fridays. Oh,
What a
great
plug.
segue there.
Hey,
What a
Friday
plug.
nights, tune in. Yeah, we will be live tomorrow. I don't know if we'll be having a truck race watch party in the mix of it, but tune in. Most definitely, we'll be live no matter what. It'd be a typical podcast or a truck race watch party intertwined. But yeah, we might have INF up there, may not. I don't know. Just have to wait and kind of find out and see. Another thing I want to highlight, while we got the few minutes, while we kind of settled out, we just had F2 preseason start up this past Monday, right here on UTR Live. You can go back and watch the race. Really awesome race at a very technical track like Coda, and INF being a F1 fanatic kind of, we go into, I think, Bahrain for the season opener next Monday. What is your idea of the F2 series? Like, how did you like it? Because we took, I think SP said it perfectly in the stream, we took a combination, kind of like a SRX series. We took F1 series champions and winners, multi-time winners from other series and other leagues, and we brought stock car guys who have very little to no experience about F1. We mashed them together and put them into an F2 car. And so, how do you think this is going to bond going into the season opener?
Well, before I touch up on that, I have to touch up on the fact that Dusty's son almost nailed his car into the outside wall there after getting loose, after losing the lead. D-Port's up into the front now. But, yeah, I feel like the F2 series is definitely a great hodgepodge of drivers. They're all come from very exciting backgrounds, all of them very well crafted in their fields, and all of them very talented in their own rights, and kind of just puts them onto a sort of level playing field. Obviously, drivers with more F1 experience are going to have the advantage, but
Dusty takes the lead back.
Yep, and SP's right on his tail, but I'll hope the race is about as exciting as this race is right now, because, man, this is fantastic, and he did it again.
Wow.
Got sideways on the yellow line.
SP's sitting in a
SP's
great
gonna try
position.
for it. My goodness. Looks like they're good on fuel to the end, by the way, so no fuel concerns there. Tires, though, undecided. And look who's caught up to them, or this top three. The rest of the field, Black Hammer, Flash Champs, and LRS, they're all within a sizable range of the lead if they were to continue fighting.
Well, and Dusty and SP now know Black Hammer's behind, or not Black Hammer, Dusty's behind them, and he continues to get loose. This is where his struggles start coming into play. And with tire concerns, maybe fuel not being a problem, this could hinder how he races the rest of the night, as he is loose and losing spots big time.
Flash, Champ, Hammer both capitalize on that slide up.
LRS maybe soon to follow. And yeah, I think this might also stem from the fact that he's not in clean air anymore. He's behind another car, so he's not going to be able to hit his marks quite like he used to. Or maybe the air is just going to be a little bit different on the nose of that 68. Nonetheless, he does not like it very much. At least you could imagine he doesn't like it very much, as Flash Champ's already up into P2, getting now clearing Deport Eddie for second. And Black Hammer gonna waste no time putting the bumper to him up in 1.
Yeah, this is the farthest back that Dusty has been. You see Deport down the wall. Hammer's going to take away that third spot. Dusty now underneath Deport. But yeah, this is the farthest back that Dusty's been all race long. So he's really having to battle with other drivers and that dirty air.
And this is more or less like how races have tended to gone for Dusty Stud in out here in Xfinity. Very strong in the first 2 stages and definitive race winner, but just when it comes to about the final 20% of the race, just when it matters the most, car just seems to fail on him, just unable to really get the most out of his machine, and unfortunately just kind of slips. But there's still a lot of time. Oh, and he's coming into pit road.
Wow.
That is a
So-
very interesting call.
So he's thinking maybe this might come down to a tire situation. Maybe.
His
I mean,
rights are on 58 and 57.
With
25 laps to go.
25, yeah. I don't know. I think they might be able to hold up. I'm not sure. I mean, it might come down to a tire race.
Well, it just goes to show that his car was just that bad, or that bad he could not hang on to it regardless, and that's what is causing him to come into pit road. Now, they are going to be fairly close on fuel from the looks of it, but doesn't get lucky with like a caution or anyone else coming into pit road, he's going to be a lap down and going to have to be fighting to try and get back onto the lead lap.
Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge for him, without a doubt. You can't continue to fight the car that loose, and hope that something's going to happen at this stage. The Xfinity Series is so well known for long green flag runs, and the history has shown it throughout this year. So, whenever you get to a point of the stage or the race where that car becomes that fighting loose, you just can't hold on to it that much longer without having to go in the pits. So, heads up move by a talented driver like Dusty, and just go ahead and get what you need and hoping for the best later on. That ends up switching the lead out to our own SP in the 97 machine.
Equally, if this does, I feel like Dusty might be a little screwed. He's screwed in 2 of the 3 possible outcomes that present to him right now. That being either it goes green all the way and he's likely not going to be able to get back on the lead lap. There's a caution, he takes the wave around, and then he's on old tires and in the back. Or the hopeful scenario for him is that he's on the right strategy and everyone else is going to have to come down pit road at some point, and then he gains those positions. But right now, 66% chance of this strategy really not working, and man, I don't know, man. It's a tough risk, but if anyone can do it, that's who stud.
Well, and we see a battle for the lead right now. Flash underneath SP moves him up the track off of 4. Flash now to the lead with the crossover move.
Battle back here for third's been kind of crazy. Deport swerving all over the place. Black Hammer actually lost 4th. LRS now up into, well, now up into third. Deport smashed the outside wall. LRS slowly but surely making up positions, getting closer and closer up to that lead.
That's one guy I was fixing to highlight is LRS. He's been very quietly picking one by one drivers off. And, while everybody's fighting, LRS did exactly Did exactly like I was saying earlier. Just let the opportunities come to you. And he's been at the right place at the right time, just slowly picking everybody off one by one.
Well, and you say that, I think the 66% here might be coming into play because we're down to 16 to go, coming down to actually coming to 15. And these guys are getting loose off of 4. We've seen them come off the high side and swerve down. You can see them having to fight the car to keep it up towards the high side and not spin out. So I think tires might become a play.
Yeah, tires, no, they're definitely going to come into play. And now I'm really looking at that right rear. And I think drivers really going to start to hang back. I think you see that from third on back. They're really just trying to keep a hold on those right rear tires because they're going to be sliding. I know, especially for drivers like Flash Champ, who's on a really loose setup right now, he's got to start to be more conservative on that right rear and try and run lines more helpful to him as we enter into the final like 12 13ish laps left in this race. It's really just going to come down to saving those tires.
Yeah, and we see, looking back on Lowbroke's perspective, he's down to 30 on his right rear. We see 12 to go, be 11 to go this time by.
I think it is manageable for that amount of tire wear. But obviously, if you continue to like push it, be aggressive, might end up harming you in the end. I think the 07 came down the pit road at some point. He might have come in for some tires, maybe thinking that the strategy could pay off.
It is definitely an interesting strategy here. So we see drivers getting loose. It's going to be really close.
He poured hard into the wall.
Yeah, you're going to start
and
seeing,
Hammer was around.
I think you're going to start seeing
Yes.
that people getting the wall, getting loose, spinning. We could see a late caution come out of this as close as with the closeness of the drivers racing and battling right now.
It's 9 more laps. Oh, and that should also note that any caution after this, if we do happen to get one, it's going to be single file. Well, that's going to make it a lot more tougher for some drivers to make up position.
Flashman gets the
Obviously.
8 to go now. It's been a green race so far. Here in the entire race has been fun. It's been enjoyable. And it's not over yet. We could see a strategy pay off for some. You can definitely tell that people are going to have to start saving a little bit of tire. Low broke down to 20%, and you still got about 7 to go.
Don't look now, but this 7 car's up into 4th place, and Mason has won a lot of races off of strategy. Not like by fuel strategy, but just like strategy in general, and is really good at saving his stuff. So Mason might become a player here in a little while if SP, Flash Amp, or LRS start to wear off on their stuff.
Exactly like you just said, INF. I'm sitting here watching from SP's perspective, and Flash is really, really loose coming off corner exit. He's everything but getting into the wall, which is opening the opportunities for SP to start to try to look inside a little bit as they're coming up on lap traffic.
Yeah, this is going to play a big role. These two right here having to battle it out for the lead for the win as well.
There's just 4 to go.
4 to go, and Lowbroke
coming off
has
the road?
13% left on his right rear. So imagine what the leaders could have. Oh, Denny gets in the way of SP.
And that's just Denny getting up in the outside wall or getting loose. SP had nowhere to go, just went right in the back of them. With just 3 laps to go, though, time is running out These tires are on the reds. They're going to be trying to get to the end best as they can right now.
Looks like SP starting to get more aggressive coming into the corners, trying to really push the envelope to see what that car has left.
Yeah, unfortunate situation with Denny with 2 to go now. Denny was just trying to get out of the way, and the line that you have at Richmond off of 2, the 2 just did not combine. Flash out ahead, looking for his second win here in the Xfinity Series with 1 lap to go. Sponsored by the Xbox One esports racing community. White flag for Flash.
He's looking for, I believe, his second win in a row.
I believe you were right.
The million-dollar question, though, can that right rear hold up for just the final 2 turns?
And it does. Flash is your winner here this evening from Richmond Raceway in round 3 of the Short Track Challenge.
Attaboy, Flash champ.
SP in the SVG car rounds out second, and Deport gets third, I believe.
I know. Deport came out.
Deport
Deport had to
Oh,
pit.
Deport.
Third is actually LRS.
LRS make it. All right, Luke.
Mesa
getting a
fourth,
top
and
holder.
Mr. J rounded out the
What?
top 5. Able to conserve the
Wow.
tires. Yeah,
That's awesome for Jay.
some nice people up here in the top 10. Mr. J, Blackhammer 6th, Hamwall at 7th, Drake 8th, Lodebrook 9th, and Hunter 10th. Very nice runs for all of those guys.
Way to go to Jay. I gotta give props to him. This is his first year, rookie year, and he's run all 3 series. He's actually committed to UTR full time across all 3 series. So, way to go, Mr. J, on that top 5. So, we'll be right back. We're going to go grab our 3 interviewers, and we'll return for post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, guys, welcome on back to post race interviews. I'm down here in Victory Lane with my man Flash Champs getting back to back wins here in the short track challenge. Flash, who would have thought that we would have seen you in Victory Lane back to back, much less here in the short track challenge? The short tracks seem to be your little niche right now.
It really is. About to say, we struggled in stage 2. Obviously, we had to fight some adversity. We came rolling back though in the final stage. Had to fight SP a little for the lead, but once we got out into the lead, that was it, and couldn't be happier for back-to-back wins. First time that I've won back-to-back wins in UTLR, so it feels great as we head for Bristol next week.
Yeah, so how you would get ready and prepare for Bristol? Because you said you actually kind of like Bristol. So coming out here with a win at a track you probably felt good, but you didn't feel like you probably had a winning car, and then coming into Bristol, could we go 3 in a row?
That's the plan. I like Bristol, hometown track. We're gonna try and pull the 22 into victory lane for a third straight time. But we got work to do. Job's not done, obviously. We'll get prepared for the world's fastest half mile next Thursday, and we'll go from there.
Well, man, you've been on a roll without a doubt, and starting to become a highlight in the Xfinity series here recently. And how much? I guess the key question is, how much tire did you have to save? Were you concerned at all? Once again, with a tire situation right here at the end of the race.
A little. We had to save a little to make a charge towards SP. But once I took the lead, I wasn't worried about tires at all. Whatever happened happened. I was gonna run it until it popped. Thankfully, it didn't pop, and we wound up in victory lane again for the second week in a row.
Hell yeah, man. Well, congrats on the second win in a row. First place tonight. Go celebrate, and good luck next Thursday at Bristol.
Thanks, sir.
All right, and with that, we're gonna move on to second place, and INF is down on pit road.
Oh, you're gonna let me catch my breath here. Just get to SP. Out of breath. All right, SP. Are you there? Are you there, SP?
Yep, I'm here.
Well, good sir. Started off pretty well for you in stage 1. Looked like you had a really solid top 5 car, and then just as the race went on, your car just kept getting better and better, and ultimately get a very solid top 2. Talk to me about your day.
Yeah, we didn't fire off as strong as I wanted to later in the run, and we started dropping back really badly in the end of stage 1, lost some points. And then stage 2, we made an adjustment, and it started to come alive at the end of stage 2, so we kind of knew what we had. And when we took the lead there, it's my first laps I've led at Richmond since season 3, so it's very cool to get back out there and lead some laps. And yeah, I mean, I felt like we had a pretty fast car. I knew Flash was a lot faster than me, but I was able to hang around with him until some lap cars got in the way, and kind of cost us some valuable time there, and Flash was able to drive off. But really solid effort. Had a lot of fun tonight. Just kind of a, cool, chill race. Nothing too crazy happened. It's kind of what I expected. No cautions tonight. So, but yeah, I mean, the 97 machine was pretty good tonight. No complaints about that. And we go to Bristol next week. I feel absolutely horrible about that track. That is probably one of my worst tracks. I do not look forward to racing there next week. But we definitely got some stuff cut out for us next week, and we'll see what we can do next week at Bristol.
Absolutely, man. And 2 follow-up questions just to before I send you off here. Firstly, our co-commentators here collaborated on the ingenious nickname of you for SVP.
SPVG.
No way.
SPVG.
I
You
want
know,
your truth
your
because
thoughts on,
in the race,
thoughts on that?
I said, how is SP gonna be in SVG's car? That I called him SPVG.
Yeah.
We
Like, well, we were
actually
close.
named him
It was
SVP is what we came up with. SVP.
We weren't too far off, but thoughts on the nickname?
Well, if it sticks, it sticks. Maybe I'll run the same car next week and we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, everyone was calling me that too tonight, and also everyone called me a dumbass, especially HD, and cussing me out. So that was fun. But yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, the nickname it'll stick. I think so. We'll keep running SVG schemes, I guess. Then.
Great. And then last question: dinner. What'd you have for dinner?
So for dinner, I had pulled pork. That's what I had for dinner.
Yummy. Well, congratulations to you on your second place run, your SB. Another great run for you.
Thank you, INF. Appreciate it.
Mr. Crimson Sniper, you got third?
Down here standing next to my man LRS, first off, would like to say congratulations on a third place finish on a very challenging looking race. Kind of walk us through how you got there.
Yeah, I kind of started mid pack, and it's very hard to pass at Richmond. The top doesn't work, so you kind of have to be a bottom feeder. In my opinion, the only way to pass tonight was to bump somebody out of the way or wait for them to make a mistake, like hit the apron or just hit the brakes too hard, wash up the track, get tight. Um, I don't like moving people out of the way, so that's why I was stuck mostly in the back of the pack. It was Flash in front of me most of the time. Black Hammer was up there. Meso was having a really good run, SP2, but it was just really, really hard to pass. And once I got past everybody who were making mistakes, I had the speed to get to Flash and SP. I just was so worried about the tires. I finished the run with 3% on the right rear. So, and shout out to Dusty, by the way. He had a really fast car. He thought he couldn't make it on tires. He pit and didn't even get a top 10 out of it. So it sucks for him. His time's coming as well. But yeah, just excited to be up here on the podium again. Still only have one career Xfinity win. I'm looking for more, really am.
Yeah, and you've been pretty quiet in Xfinity, so we're definitely glad to see you slowly start climbing your way up. Kind of talk to us a little bit about, as you go through the race, obviously those tires start burning off more and more. What did you do differently to try to keep that car, planted down, get the nose pointed down, and try to be competitive?
Yeah, the problem wasn't really entering the corner. I feel like everyone had the same problem with exiting the corner. If you got on the gas too hard, the rear would slide and you would either hit the wall or spin out. So I felt like the way to combat that was to run the middle, try and keep the rear stable. And it worked, but if you got on the seam, you would spin out. So I feel like that's where it lost me time. The car was like, it was amazing on the short run. I was so fast. I don't know how to get it to convert to the long run because I would have loved to have that late in the race.
Absolutely. And final question for you. Everybody in America is wanting to know, LRS, what did you have for dinner?
I had pork chops and mashed potatoes.
Sounds
Yeah, I mean,
amazing. Well, again, congratulations on that third place finish. And
I had that
Alex,
last
I'll kick
night.
it back up to you.
Yeah, so congrats on the top three finishes this evening. It's been one heck of a race here from Richmond Raceway. Again, congrats to Flash on the back-to-back wins. We'll be looking next week to Bristol to see if he makes it three in a row for the last round of the short track challenge here in the NASCAR UTLR Xfinity Series. And we can't wait to see what goes down at the world's fastest half mile. But this wraps up the racing from UTLR for the week, but tune in tomorrow night. Like we talked about earlier, we do have the UTLR podcast. No matter how it may become, if it's a typical podcast or it's a truck race watch party intertwined, but nonetheless, we will be live with the podcast. So stay tuned for tomorrow night for that. And then we kick it back up next week on not Tuesday, but Monday night on 10 o'clock Eastern for the F2 Series season startup at Bahrain. Is going to be awesome. So stay tuned for that. You'll see updates for the F2. We are full. All spots are taken. So we'll see how this field comprehends at Bahrain in the F2 Series for the season startup. But yeah, it's been a great week. I can't thank Crimson enough for stepping in tonight and helping out in the booth. And it was such an honor to be alongside for the first time in the booth, INF. Ina, thank you so much for your willingness and contribution of wanting to come up in the booth since you weren't able to be on track tonight. So thank you so much for being up here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun, great race, and can't wait to be back out on the track next week for Bristol.
Yes, sir. And Crimson, any final words before we send it off?
And I'm still shocked over the race. It was great racing. You know, from green flag to checkered flag, couldn't ask for better. And look forward to continuing to watch these guys and hopefully getting some different winners coming out. And I think the rest of the season is it's going to be interesting to watch. I appreciate you having me in the booth tonight. Look forward to possibly doing it again with you.
Yes, sir. And to all the followers out there and all the supporters, thank y'all so much for tuning in. UTR Live could not have happened without y'all, without the support that we have from the viewers and the supporters. And a shout out to, again, once again, our racing sponsor of the Xbox One esports racing community. Thank you, Rock. Thank you to everybody who is a part of that community. We appreciate you very much. And with that, we're signing out for the night. Thank y'all for tuning in for the UTR Xfinity Series live from Richmond. Congrats to our winner tonight, the number 22 of Flash Champs. Thank you and have a great night.